everyone, and welcome to our very first Tuesday treats. I'm going to be sharing with you all some of my absolute favorite recipes. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to make these awesome bakes, and parents, don't worry, these are easy enough recipes for your kiddos to help you make at home. Our very first recipe is my all-time favorite dessert ever. 100% could eat every single day, morning, noon, and night. Love them. Chocolate chip cookies. My absolute favorite. I've never met a chocolate chip cookie that I haven't loved. And so I'm excited that this is our first Tuesday treat to kick off our summer video series. Now this recipe is actually from Magnolia Table Volume 1, Joanna Gaines' first cookbook. And so if you have that cookbook, feel free to go look it up and follow the recipe there while you're following the video. If not, no worries. I'm gonna put all of the ingredients and how much you need down in the description box below so you can find it there. You know, this is going to be a half batch of cookies. The original recipe makes about 40, and so we're gonna make a recipe that makes about 20. And so feel free, if you wanna make the full batch, just double up the ingredients and then you'll have what you need. I'm just so excited to be sharing this recipe with all of you, to be making cookies with all of you, and to be enjoying them afterwards. So let's get started.
So you are going to want to make sure that you have everything you need ready to go, all of your ingredients, a nice mixing bowl, maybe some notes, a hand mixer, a spatula in case you need to scrape down the bowl, and a pan lined with parchment or a baking silicone mat. And so here we have 1 1/4 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then you're gonna have 4 tablespoons, which is half a stick of room temperature butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 egg, 3/4 of a cup of chocolate chips, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. Then you're gonna wanna make sure that you go ahead and preheat your oven to 350. And now it's time to get down to business. Make sure that your hands are washed and ready to go. You're gonna wanna get your bowl of flour and your baking soda and your salt, put it all together in one bowl. Then you're going to want to whisk it to make sure that it's evenly combined. Then once you're done with that, you're just going to set it aside to bring back in later. Next, go ahead and get your big mixing bowl and grab your brown sugar and your butter. You want to make sure that it's room temperature, a little soft to the touch. You don't want it to be too cold and hard, but you also don't want it to be melted. Then you can use either a stand mixer or your handy dandy hand mixer to mix these things together until they are nice and light and fluffy. It's going to be for a couple of minutes. Then you're going to want to get your 1 egg and crack it into the bowl and mix until it is combined. Once the egg has been mixed in, you want to get your vanilla and then pour that into the mixture. And then mix it up again until just combined. After all those things are combined and looking good, you want to get your bowl of flour and dump that right in. And then you want to start mixing it all together. I would suggest starting at a low speed so that way the flour doesn't go flying everywhere. And then once it's a little bit more combined, you can move your mixer up to a higher speed. Then you want to get your chocolate chips. I always love to add a little bit more and add those right in to the mix. And you want to mix it in until it is all combined. You're probably looking at this and thinking, well, Maggie, that looks really crumbly, and it looks like it's not mixing together at all. What do we do? Sometimes you just need to get your hands in there and start mixing it up. And So I suggest that if your dough is looking like that, just go ahead and put down your mixer and start squishing it all together with your hands. This would be a fun thing for the kids to do. And you just want to do it until it all comes together into a nice looking dough. And now it's time to shape our cookies. You want to make sure that they're all pretty close to the same size as one another, and you want to just grab a pinch of it and then roll it in your hands and put it on your cookie sheet that is lined either with parchment paper or a silicone mat that I have right here. Then you're just going to do this until your whole tray is filled. Ta-da! And it's okay if you have leftovers, keep on baking. Now it's time to let them go bake. You're going to stick them into your oven that is at 350 degrees. I always like to give them a little wave for good luck. Then you're going to set your timer. These are going to cook from anywhere from 9 to 11 minutes. I like to do mine a little bit less so I can check on them. You can pull them out, see what they look like. These look a little light, so I wound up putting them back in for a few more minutes. And that's it. Once they're out, you want to let them cool, but then you can put them on a plate, pour yourself a glass of milk, and enjoy.
All right, everyone, cookies are out of the oven. They're still a little warm, but not too hot. Gotta be careful. They are soft and chewy on the inside, but nice and crispy on the outside. Just how I love them. Thank you so much for joining me in our first Tuesday Treats, making delicious chocolate chip cookies from Joanna Gaines's Magnolia Table recipe book. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll come back next week for our next Tuesday Treats. Let's dig in.